And this is a video review of the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Optimus Primal. So I had to drive something like 50 kilometers to get this figure, and it's well worth it. Now before we look at Primal, I thought we'd look at the box, just because we've gotten a new style box from Hasbro. So as you can see, the window is much smaller. I don't know if that's to hide the fact that the bots seem to be a little bit smaller as well. But yeah, here's a nice image of Primal in robot and beast mode. So the Primal is very accurate to the cartoon or the animation, but they opted to do a more realistic gorilla on the beast mode for some reason, which is okay. But you know, nice new image for Kingdom. So lots of little Easter eggs there. So like Galvatron and Megatron. The funny thing though is this one where, you know, the beasts and the robots from G1 and Beast Wars, they seem to be in scale with each other differently. So if you've watched the original Beast Wars, the beast characters like Primal would be more in scale to normal humans. So I don't know how this is gonna work in terms of the cartoon, so that will probably be explained in the cartoon. At the back you have Primal and both robot and beast mode. Now for the insert, they didn't use the plastic insert or anything. They used this cardboard one, which is pretty cool. So nice little figure will rest here. So all of the figures I've seen will have this thick cardboard at the bottom, so they do look, you know, bigger from that window, but they're actually a bit smaller as you can see. Most of the accessories will be stored in this space. So, you know, if you're collecting and you're buying these Kingdom figures, make sure to look at the bottom inside here. If there's accessories that you might have missed. And then the other bit is, and this piece of the cardboard, there's always a sticker card, which I'll show you later on. I'm not sure what sticker Primal came with. I think it's this one. So just because I've already opened all my Kingdom figures, so I'm not sure which sticker came with, but this one's the top, and I opened the Primal last, so this is probably it. So this is Dinobot. So yeah, and underneath, let's see what's underneath. Haven't seen it. Oh, it's the Predacons in beast mode. Okay, and then they come with this instructions, and the instructions are very clear now. I think much clearer than Earthrise. It's really easy to follow now. So maybe now Primal comes with only 2 accessories, and they're identical. They're basically the scimitars that he uses in the show. Very nicely detailed. Not much paint, but you know, that's not needed. I think it has the paint that it needs. So the silver blade and the blue hilt, and they do have these pins or these tabs that attach on Primal's back. So and Primal does have those tabbed there's slots there, so you just slot it on Primal's back, and this works both on beast mode and robot mode. So if you want to store Primal's weapons, there you go. Now these swords just attach on Primal's hand, so you just wiggle them in there. Unfortunately, they don't combine. So if you watch the cartoons or you have the original toy, you know that the swords do combine. But what you can do is, so if you just connect this to the tip there should be enough friction for him to hold both of them. So just at the tip. I mean, it's not a secure connection, but it works, you know, for some poses. Now looking at Primal, he's a really nicely done robot mode. Aside from the fur though, I think the rest is very accurate. So, you know, the face sculpt, that is very Primal. Let's go straight to the face. Really nicely sculpted face. Chest is actually accurate chest detail. Even the toes, I like how it has that piston that actually works, and it doesn't hinder, you know, even the side to side ankle tilt. I wish he had more ankle tilt to be honest, but you know, that's okay. I think that works. He has this deployable shoulder cannons, and you deploy them during transformation. To actually undeploy them, you actually have to transform him back. So I'll show that during transformation, just because this bit is pretty hard to transform. And he also has these deployable arm cannons as well, and how they deploy is, you know, there's this button at the bottom where you can press and then you can pull it out. So works well, I think. I don't mind that they don't flip over or extend. I think that works well. And all of these are, you know, compatible with your blast effects, so that these blast effects might not be appropriate, but that's the ones that I have on hand. So you can use Starscream's blast as well. So yeah, you can arm him up, have him blasting. Just add one for now because my hands are clumsy. So yeah, they do work. So you can have him firing up to 6 blasts. I can see him go now. 6-tuple blush would be his term, I guess. So yeah, really nice figure. Now, just for some size comparisons, here he is with the masterpiece Optimus Primal. So as you can see, I mean, detail wise, he does have all the appropriate details. There might be some differences in how he's painted. So this one is the original. Would be, I don't have the art cartoon accurate one. That would have been a better comparison, but you know, mold wise you can see what the differences are. Here he is with Optimus, just so you know how they look together. So let me just pan the camera up. I don't think they're in scale. Realistically, Optimus will be much bigger, but you know, I think that's good. And here he is with the Optimus Primal that came with Optimus. Now going over the articulation, let's just lift that up. So the head is on a slight ball joint, so it can look up and down. Not much side to side, but it does turn. The arms are on a swivel. These are on a separate hinge, so you can do that. That one is pretty tight. This one is on a swivel, more than 90 on the elbow, and it has the cursory primal elbow gap, which every primal has, I guess. And then it does have a wrist swivel, and he does have moving fingers. They're all in one joint, but that's okay. Has waist swivel. Legs can go all the way out, forward, and if you lift this flap all the way back, so no hindrance there. Normal knee joint. So there are 2 knee joints. The actual one is the one inside, so you're supposed to actually tab this knee to that. So going by the official transformation, the knees can go up to there, but if you unpeg that, the knees go a little bit further. So really good. There is a thigh cut, but it only goes up to that amount. I'm not sure why it's limited, but yeah, so it only goes to that amount. And then there's a toe joint, which is nice. And as I said, this piston works with the toe joint, which is also nice. And then the foot itself is, I don't know what that is. I think it's a double hinge. So there's a hinge there. So it does go up and down as well. And it does go left and right. I wish the ankle pivot was more, but that's as much as we got. So what can we do? So yeah, really nice figure. I didn't show you. It does have a slight backpack, but no, it's not too bad. Now to transform Primal, This guy is a little bit scary to transform at first, just because of how tight this part is, so I'll show you that. But otherwise, he's, as you'd expect with any primal figure, transformation is pretty straightforward. So first off, you flip this down to hide the robot bits there. Let's do the feet first. So you flip the toes up. Let's straighten that out. And then you rotate him at the waist. These monkey toes are permanently deployed. I don't even know why they put a joint there, but they're permanently deployed. They will be the heel spurs on robot mode. And this bit, let's leave that for now. So the hard part is actually deploying this part. So this part is together, and then everything in between is on the other part. So you basically push this out and you'll hear a snap. So it's pretty scary even now. There you go. So I still can't understand where it catches, but somewhere it catches, and you know, pretty scary. And here's where the guns store. So if you want to store the guns, you just fold them in, but you have to, you know, split this shoulder out first. Now, just because people are having problems, they are hard to take out when you are in robot mode. So they are hard to take out, so there's no space. But how I do it is you actually deploy this, and you can actually pull that out a little bit, then pull that all the way out, and do the same for the other side. So that's the easy way of deploying the guns. Anyway, going back to the transformation. So from there, you pull this mechanism out, you twist the hip. Before you do that, you won't have clearance. Flip the monkey head out, flip the whole thing around, and then push it back. I think that's a unique way of doing it. I like that way better than the masterpiece. And then before you flip it in together, this chest part, you just swivel around. Okay, and then you press this in. Now this back part, you just, so this is pegged right there, so it's not actually pegged, it's more, you know, friction held than anything else. So flip that around, and then you lower that. So this is not the official transformation, but just to show you, this is how he looks standing up. So I don't think he's meant to stand up this way. Doesn't look good standing up. Officially, I think you go straight to the gorilla crouching pose. So how you do that is, so you unpeg from the knee. I think better to use that knee still. That. Now, if you would have seen the gorilla videos, right? So I think you'll have, the best way is to have him slightly hunched back, like that. You can actually have it so more of the white bits are covered. Let's see if I can do this on camera. It takes a little bit of finagling. So you can cover all the white bits as well as on the arms. So yeah, but what you're left with is, you know, sort of something like this. And if you watch National Geographic and stuff like that, you know, gorillas will be hunched somewhat that way, right? And I think that's how it's supposed to look. And for some size comparisons, here he is with Optimus Gorilla and Optimus Primal in gorilla mode. So this is still a lot more cartoon accurate, just because, like I said, they opted to make him more realistic in terms of the gorilla proportions and, you know, the face and all that. Let me put these two in crouching poses. So here they are in crouching poses. So yeah, I think this is still the most accurate in terms of, you know, gorilla modes. But I don't think they actually opted for that for this figure. So yeah. Now let's take a closer look at Primal here again. So as I've been saying, really realistic gorilla mode, even through the stance here. So I like how the stance is very true to an actual gorilla. All the fur, there's still some robot bits showing just because it's white, so it's very, you know, easy to see, but you can work it so it's not as visible. So yeah, looking at the face, very you know, gorilla like, even with the humped head and all that. This is probably the worst part of the beast mode. I don't know what that is supposed to be. Was this butt flap, but I guess that's the best they can do with the engineering. Now it does still have a lot of the same articulation, so this head can go up and down, around. It is slightly hindered, so this is, so as you can see, right, there's where the head is swelled and it actually swivels there. So that's as much as you can do, but you know, that's realistic enough. So the arms still retain the same arm articulation from robot mode. Does have elbow articulation still, same as robot mode. You know, same wrist. No, it does have a waist, but you know, once you flip that down, it is severely limited. And then I believe this is supposed to be the feet. These are all supposed to be like part of the crotch, so it's only this bit of articulation that you have. And I'll show you how he looks standing up. He doesn't look good standing up either way, so yeah. And then the feet does have pivot. These toes, I don't know what the point of this toe is, just because you can't flip it forward. You can flip it down, but that serves no purpose, whether in monkey mode or in gorilla mode. So yeah. Okay, so final thoughts. I think he's an awesome figure. If you're an Optimus Primal collector, this is one to get. Like I said, he's not accurate to the original cartoon when it comes to the beast mode. This one still is the most accurate, just because of how they opted to make him more gorilla like, more realistically gorilla like. But that's more a design decision, not something you fault the figure, because they could have easily changed the head sculpt, right? That said, I think Primal will be appearing in the Kingdom cartoon, and this will probably be accurate to that one. So yeah. But either way, aside from my issues with, you know, how this entire assembly transforms, I think he's an awesome Optimus Primal and well worth putting into your collection. So yeah, that's it. So if you like that review, please do leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. This has been Grimtrigger, and this has been the awesome Optimus Primal figure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.